Hi again, Panther fans, and welcome to Georgia State Football Weekly. Dave Cohen along with Georgia State's head football coach Trent Miles. Georgia's Southern Week. The Panthers going to host the Eagles at the Georgia Dome Saturday afternoon. That's a 2 o'clock kick, and we welcome Coach Miles to the set. And a big one this week. A lot of folks talk about rivalries, and we're so new to the game. This is the first meeting on the gridiron, Georgia State and Georgia Southern.
Well, it's a rivalry. It's been a rivalry for a long time for a lot of people, and we just happen to be on the first year for football is getting a chance to play against each other, and we want to perform well to make it interesting. And they're an excellent program with a lot of great tradition. Won 6 national championships and had some great coaches, and got a great coach now. So we've got our work cut out for us. They're not the newbie on the block. We are.
Right.
But the rivalry's new in football, but it's been around for a long time. Been around in all the other sports, and been around academically, I'm sure. So we're looking forward to playing Georgia Southern, and see how it goes.
Yeah, you go back to the old Transamerica Athletic days, back in the early 80s. Georgia State and Georgia Southern in basketball shared the same league, and you're right, it was throughout all the other sports, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, so on and so forth. Have you talked to the kids this week, many of them from Georgia, who I'm sure know a lot of kids on the Georgia Southern team, and maybe vice versa, and that's where the rivalry begins to take a hold?
They talked to me about it. I didn't have to approach them. When we walked in on Monday, we were ready to talk about South Alabama, but get it out of our system and get right into the team from down south. So, they're excited. They know a lot of people down there. Some of our guys are from close to there. So, it's exciting for them, and we're really looking forward to competing.
All right, well, the final at South Alabama last Saturday night was 30-27. Again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, it was just a game that got away. And, of course, anybody that saw it, anybody that listened to it, know there were some plays that could have sent the game in the other direction. But at the same time, it's just a tough one to get on the bus and come back to Atlanta from Mobile without a W.
What's tough for me and for our young men is to look at the hurt in their eyes, knowing that we created a turnover late in the game. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what's said. I'm not going to make any excuses. I believe that that was a turnover that we created. I was told on the field by the umpire that it was a turnover. And I've talked to some people afterwards that saw it that looked at it from the official standpoint that we created a turnover, and our kids should have felt the experience of being able to have the ball with the lead and try to close the game, and that was taken out of our hands. So we have to deal with it. We move right on to the team from down south.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of the highlights again from Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. Here we are, Coach. Georgia State taking the field, getting ready to face South Alabama.
Yeah, started off great with Keith Rucker getting a good return on the kickoff. He's done a great job battling for us this year in all aspects, special teams and offense, defense. And then it's a great job here by Donovan Harden, on a play from Nick Arbuckle, being able to dive in and get the score. Donovan's a warrior. He's playing with a torn labrum and has really done a good job of being able to fight through the pain. Great job by our defense. I thought our defense played the best it's probably played most of the season right here. Dartez Jacobs making a good play. And we're getting pressure on the quarterback, Melvin King, causing an errant pass. And you go back to Nick out here hitting Joel Ruiz, and a big gain. Joel's got to get the ball on the outside arm, but Joel's having an outstanding season as a tight end. And Nick does a great job of avoiding the pressure, stepping up in the pocket, being able to take off and get all he can to get down in the scoring range. Here's Nick with the ball, throwing a screen pass to Donovan, and Donovan been able to get down, get it inside the 5-yard line. Good job blocking on the perimeter. And then Nick been able to come back to Donovan over the middle. Donovan does a good job of freezing guys, and he's got excellent speed, excellent change of direction, gets it again farther down again inside the 5.
He had 10 catches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Excellent play by Nick here on freezing, showing that we're going to run the ball on 3rd down, pulling it out and hitting Joel in the end zone. Good job here by Robert Dowling getting a sack. Jesse Minter calling a great blitz, getting pressure in there, and Robert coming through with the play. Another pump fake by Nick Arbuckle hitting Robert Davis down for a big gain down the sideline. Robert doing a good job of running a slant and go and getting that guy to bite on it, and then coming back and hitting Donovan over the middle for the touchdown. Again, here you're going to see Nick throwing the ball deep on a fade route to Robert Davis. Did a great job getting his foot down in bounds. He actually got 2 feet in bounds, which would have been good even on the NFL. And then being able to pound it in, running power to Duval Smith and getting the ball in the end zone.
Coach, you and Joey Jones, some pleasantries after the game, but 30-27. The final, we get on the bus, and now we turn our attention to Saturday's game.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to playing. I mean, our kids, like I said, they came in on Monday. They were disappointed we lost. We didn't spend a lot of time dwelling on it. We went right into Georgia Southern, and really look forward to playing them.
All right, we'll come back and talk more with head coach Trent Miles right after this on Georgia State Football Weekly.
Okay, when you're on the job, you're making tough decisions around the clock. Well, here's an easy one. Ford F-Series. It's a fact. On average, every 42 seconds, someone forks over their hard-earned cash to get one. Just like that. And that. And that. No wonder they're the best-selling brand of trucks in America for 37 years in a row. Hey, there goes another one. See you in 42. Ford F-150. Ford Super Duty. #1 for 37 years straight.
All right, we're back on Georgia State Football Weekly with head coach Trent Miles. Georgia State, Georgia Southern at the Georgia Dome on Saturday afternoon. And, you had two receivers in the South Alabama game, both go over 100 yards. Donovan Harden, 10 catches, 2 touchdowns, 132 yards. And Robert Davis, he only had 4 catches. He had 2 biggies, though. He was over 100 too with 108.
Yeah, they're both excellent receivers. Donovan right now is playing as well as anybody. He's extremely tough and a great competitor. He's playing with a torn labrum. Can barely get his arm up over his head. He'll have it surgically repaired once the season's over, but he is a competitor. He's tough. He's fighting through it, and he's performing at a very high level. Robert is the kind of guy that the more experience he gets, the better he'll play. Mm-hmm. He's got great ability. He's a great young man. He's a competitor also, very passionate and very tough and physical. So the more we can keep getting those two the ball, and Joel Ruiz is having a pretty good season, and if we can get Linquez Blair back healthy and Avery Sweeting, I think we've got some serious threats on the outside.
All right, well, for Georgia State and Georgia Southern, of course, we've seen Air Force. We saw them week 3 this year, and everybody says, oh, well, you've seen Air Force, therefore you've seen a very similar offense to what Georgia Southern's going to bring into the Georgia Dome, and that's not necessarily the case.
No, it's totally different. Yeah. They're both very good offenses. The team down south does a really good job of running their quarterback, and they do a lot of other things, and they've got some really good skill that they can get out of the backfield, and they do a pretty good job when they want to throw it and throwing it. So, we have our work cut out for us to try to slow them down, keep them off the field, but with our offense, and hopefully we get a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
Well, Georgia Southern, they got, a 30, 35-year head start playing college football. So, we're right behind them, and this will be the first meeting.
Yes, and it's again, it's been a rivalry in about every other sport, but football, because we haven't had football, so now we get a chance to start it, between the two football teams, and hopefully it works out to be a great rivalry.
All right, Coach, as always, good luck, and we'll see you here next week.
Thank you.
All right, I want to thank Coach Trent Miles. We'll be back with more right after this, our final segment here on Georgia State Football Weekly.
Gunnerman Group is a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going. Gotta be good.
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 Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
Back here on Georgia State Football Weekly, our final segment, and it's a big week. It's a big week in the history of the Georgia State football program. Those of us that have been around the program for years and fans, the minute that schedule came out this year, they look for that Georgia Southern game. It's the first time these two schools will meet on the gridiron, and looking forward to seeing everybody in the Dome on Saturday. Again, it is a 2 o'clock kick. If you can't be there, you can listen 1:30 with our Georgia Lottery Panther pregame show on the radio. But we hope we'll see you at the Georgia Dome on Saturday. Need as many Georgia State folks as possible in the seats. For the entire crew, for Coach Miles, Dave Cohen, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Georgia State Football Weekly.